Hey, what's up, Red Devils? Here to discuss Phase 3 and Phase 4 of the off-season. We're coming down to the end of the off-season, and we have about 6 weeks left until preseason camp starts. So what we're going to do is break down Phase 3 is only going to be 2 weeks long, so that's what we're going to talk about in this video. So we'll have a 2-week strength and power phase before we get into a 4-week conditioning phase to prepare you for the in-season or the preseason fitness test, as well as just having that work capacity ready to go and be able to repeat the power and strength work that we've been doing. So this is phase 3, and let's get into it. So if you go over the cover page, scroll past that, you have the videos. Make sure you check out all the videos and understand how to do the exercises before you get into the packet. If you scroll down into the energy system development, the layout for this is going to be the same as the last 2 phases. Monday, Wednesday, Friday is our speed work and our weight room work. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday is our lower intensity aerobic work with the tempos and then the aerobic plyometrics. The volume for the aerobic plyometric has gone down. We are now in a maintenance phase there, so we're just trying to maintain that quality and we're no longer developing it. So it's just 5 minutes, quick little warm up on the plyos, and then we get into our tempo work. So the tempo volume has gone up. We added another set here instead of just 3 sets of tempos. We've now added a 4th set, as well as the yardage is up to 100. So the volume here goes pretty high with the tempos, really trying to get the legs ready to go into the conditioning phase, which is what we'll get into in phase 4. So we're trying to, again, just build that capacity in the legs and really be ready and prepared for phase 4 conditioning. So that is, again, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. The workouts are the same, 5 minutes of plyos and then increased tempos. So make sure you're getting that work in. Scroll down to the speed work. Here, the speed work is very similar to the last couple phases here. We have our drill work first, and then we have our acceleration day on Monday, and a little bit more multi-directional stuff on Friday. But we are starting on Monday to also get into some linking skills here with the start. So a crossover to a sprint. So you'll start in you'll start the sprint doing 5 yards of crossover steps, and then you'll go into a 15-yard sprint. So that's what that means there in week 1. You have 4 reps of 5 yards plus 15 yards. So the 5 yards is the crossover, and then the 15 yards is the sprint. So 5 yards of crossover steps, turn that immediately into a sprint. So we're linking skills together as you would on the field. Same thing with the back pedal to sprint. So you're going to back pedal for 5 yards and then accelerate forward for 20 yards. So that's how that reads out there in phase 3 Monday. On Wednesday is our top end speed day. So now we went from a 20-yard flying 20 to a flying 30. Exact same exercise, we're just increasing the length of the sprint. So still have 20 yards to build up your speed. Now instead of only sprinting for 20 yards, you're now going to sprint for 30 yards. So it's a 20-yard build, 30-yard sprint. Maximum effort. Week 1 there you have 3 reps. Week 2 you have 4 reps. And then day 3 Friday, I threw in the Pro Agility and the Illinois Agility test. These are some tests that Coach and I have been discussing possibly using as a fitness test in the preseason camp. So we're going to start practicing those and getting good at those. So here in phase 3, they are a speed day. So you have full recovery, and I want you to really maximize your effort on these and start to get good at the drill. So that way when we test it, you'll have some good success there. Scroll down past the speed day. We go into the weight room. In the weight room in phase 3 here, again, it's only 2 weeks long. In this phase, we start to get into tempo work. So our triphasic tempo work, so our strength work of the day, our heavier lift of the day, has a tempo to it. So you'll see under the tempo slot there, it has 5-0-0. That means a 5-second eccentric. So that means lowering the weight down very slowly for 5 seconds. So in the rear foot elevated split squat, you start at the top position and you're gonna lower your body down until your knee hits the ground. That should take you 5 seconds. So it's a very slow eccentric as you work your way through that, and then explode back up. So you'll do that for 5 reps. So 5 second down, explode up. You do that 5 times. Pick a weight, I would say usually around your 10 RM or your 10 rep max. So a weight that you could do 10 times would probably be pretty close to what you'll do for this weight. But again, you're pushing the weight. You know, you want to have 1 or 2 reps maybe left in the tank, but you really want to be pushing the effort and intent on this exercise. We've also started what I call post-activation potential. So we're supersetting these 3 different exercises together. So the first one being a little bit heavier, more slower but heavy exercise, strength exercise, supersetted with our power work. So the repeat hurdle jumps and the step behind shot put med ball. So lifting the heavy implement in the first exercise should potentiate your ability to produce more power in the next 2 exercises. So that's how that works. So do exercise A, take about a 30-60 second break, go into B, and then into C, and then take a little bit longer break as you go back up into A, and so you'll do 4 sets of that. So four circuits there. 2A and 2B are pretty self-explanatory, and then you do see some tempo work again in the third grouping of exercises there. So on the glute ham raise, it's a 3-0-3, so that means a 3-second eccentric lowering instead of the 5-second in the first exercise. But understand the tempo there. And then we've added in a little bit of conditioning work, again, starting to prep you for the conditioning phase. We're going to start a little bit of conditioning at the end here. There are explosive repeat lateral bounds. So 2 sets of 8 reps at 10 seconds each rep with a 40-second recovery. So that's how that reads there on, it says on the explosive repeat lateral bounds. You'll see there, that means every rep lasts 10 seconds. So you'll repeat lateral bound. Check out the video for that. So you're going to do that as hard as you can, as many as you can for 10 seconds. You'll take a 40-second rest, and that'll be 1 rep. You'll do 8 reps of that. You can take a 3 to 5 minute break in between the sets, and then go back and repeat that for another set. So again, that's 2 sets of 8 reps, each rep lasting 10 seconds, and each recovery period lasting 40 seconds. And you'll see the reps go up in the second week and the recovery goes down there. Again, that is max effort. Wednesday's weight room work, very similar to Monday. You had the 5-second eccentrics on the bench press. The rest there looks pretty self-explanatory. And then you have explosive repeat plyo push-ups. So same setup as the lateral bounds, but the reps are only for 5 seconds instead of 10, but the same recovery there. So a little bit harder on the upper body, so the actual rep doesn't last quite as long. And then Friday, we don't have any tempo work with the main exercise there. How that breaks down is 2 sets of 5, so 2 heavier sets. So when we lower the reps, the weight has to go up. So 2 sets of heavier work, and then you'll also do another 2 sets of 8 reps, which will be a little bit lighter and a little bit more traditional work there instead of maximal strength. Everything else there looks pretty self-explanatory. The push-ups do have a tempo, so please catch that. So you got the 3-second tempo on the eccentric on exercise 3A, and then you have explosive repeat squat jumps, which is the exact same sets and rep scheme as Monday, but instead of the lateral bounds, we're going to do squat jumps with a little bit of load. Again, check out the exercise videos for that. So that should explain phase 3. If you have any questions, please let me know. Again, that phase is only 2 weeks, and then we're going to go into our conditioning phase, which we'll explain in the next video, but you should have all this information in the same email. Again, let me know if you have any questions. Good luck.